Do I look fat?
Hey guys, thank you once again for tuning into another episode of the Do I Look Fat podcast. I'm so excited to introduce you to today's guest. She is a certified Sephora makeup artist, an unapologetically bad bitch, and a full-on recognized WAP recreator, the talented Stephanie Roxanne. Hey boo, how are you?
Oh, hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. Roxanne is a makeup artist based out of Washington Heights. She is now freelancing and just doing the damn thing. I have been following her on Instagram. Her Instagram is Oh Hey Roxanne for a minute now. She is a full-on creative. She does makeup and not only beauty makeup, but also like face painting. And then she also does graphic art. She's full on, like, you want something done, she'll probably get it done for you. But I love her because her aesthetic when it comes to makeup is just fire. How are you today, boo?
Thank you. I'm doing well. I had a very eventful morning with a few clients and things like that. But everything's pretty chill. It was kind of hot today, I'm gonna be honest. It was pretty hot today, but it's been a good day.
Mm-hmm. We had a cool couple of days here in New York. Like, it was like, is fall around the corner? Like, it was still August and it didn't even hit 80 one day. I was just like, this is ridiculous. And I'm not with it because I love summer. How has it been post quarantine being like a freelance makeup artist and like building your clientele? How has that been?
So it has its ups and downs, to be honest. I think that now that I'm taking a lot more clients, before I definitely stopped. Oh my God. As a matter of fact, let me tell you a little quick story
Yes, please.
about my last client that I had before we officially went like lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even trying to put her out here like that. I don't know her too well. She was a referral. So basically, I take clients either from referral or if I meet them at Sephora, I write down their information and I do freelance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had this one client come and long story short, she was not feeling well because she had a hangover. And I'm doing her makeup, beating her face on the brows, and I'm like, yes, this is beautiful, right? And I see her sweating, and I'm like, hold up, like my house is very cold, and I'm like, are you okay? Like, do you have a fever? Like, what's going on? Because you're a little sweaty, and I'm noticing it. I'm in your face,
right?
So she's like, she starts like burping a little bit, and I'm on her eyes. Like, I'm almost done with her eyes, about to put her lashes on. She throws up.
Oh no.
She throws up, and it wasn't like a cute throw up. You know how sometimes you'd be like, oh.
Right.
It was like, girl, she like projectile vomited all over my living room, on the rug. Like, it was 2 seconds before it got on my whole body. And I looked at her and I was like, girl,
you didn't know that was coming? You're not a child. Like, you didn't feel like you should have said to me, you know what? Let me get up for a second, maybe head to the bathroom right quick, like something. Not projectile vomiting.
I'm telling you. She and you know, like I'm very big on body language, and like, you know, the vibe that she was giving off was like she's a little bit uncomfortable. And I'm like, okay, you know, sweetie, you could go to the bathroom. Do you need a drink of water or something? She's like, no, continue. I'm so excited for my birthday, whatever. She had to be like, she's grown. She's grown.
Right, grown enough.
Throws up all over the place. She gets up, and I'm not making a big deal out of it. Like, I'm a very understanding person, and I'm like, okay, it's okay. Like, I get it. It's her birthday. So, she goes to the bathroom and she comes back, and I'm like, well, the service is over, right?
Right. You would think.
Nah. She sits down and she's like, yo, finish.
I have somewhere to be and I need my face beat. Like, I don't care if I'm sick, throwing up. I just need this face beat.
She was like covered in vomit. And she's like, yo, finish. I need you to finish. I was like, are you sure? She had tears running down her face. She still wanted me to finish.
Of course.
Longer story short, I finished. And her, like, you know, her lashes were, Lord, tears and lashes don't mix. So I was like, look, like, you know, I did the best that I can do with the conditions.
Right.
And she still looked fire. I thought she was gonna go home and the date was canceled. Nah, she stayed out. I saw her on Instagram. She was still with her wing, with her beat face, freaking slaying it. And I was like, damn, I did that. Like,
no one can tell that she projectile vomited a couple of hours earlier, essentially.
For real. I was in shock. So that was the last. And then my family was like watching me do her makeup and watching the whole thing develop. And as it was developing on the news, it was like, yo, COVID is out here and we going on lockdown. So what you doing? And I'm over here like, shorty just vomited all over the carpet. Like, what are we doing?
I can tell why that was your last client pre-quarantine, because it's just like, okay, seriously, like, not during a whole pandemic. You're not gonna get sick in my space, like, ma'am.
Dime. I'm like, no, pero Lord Christ, the things that makeup artists go through, like, we really be going through some stuff. Like, we be going through all the shit
on top of somebody, right? Like, hairstylists, yeah, they're on top of you, but they're behind you for the most part. Like, you're literally in someone's face for a good 45 minutes to an hour, like invading all personal space, essentially, right?
Yeah.
You're trying to correct things, you know, you like, people tell you about like their insecurities, like, hey, you know, I don't like the way my eyes look with this, blah blah blah. Like, when you're a makeup artist, you get really deep, like, and I don't think people understand that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to play a quick game, like a little icebreaker. It's basically a makeup this or that. So I'm going to give you two options and you're going to tell me which one you prefer. Okay?
Okay, that sounds like fun.
So the first one is beauty blender or brushes.
Ooh. That is a good one. Okay, so in Sephora, I was the Sephora collection ambassador, which means I would have to like train the girls on how to use certain items. When it comes to beauty blenders and brushes, to be honest, I love brushes. I do not use beauty blenders unless I'm doing you know, those alien looks that I do, like all blue face, all pink face.
Okay.
I just feel like beauty blenders, they do give a lot of coverage, but it's not for me when it comes to my beat face. I don't even use it on my clients.
Yeah. I find it's easier to build with a brush, right? So if you wanted to build instead of just like packing it on, like with a beauty blender, then you can like build it up with the brush, the size of the brush, how much you actually want to, like, you know, how much product you want and all of that. So yeah, I definitely feel you on that. The next one is mascara or fake lashes.
Mascara. Wait, but we talking about lash extensions? Are we talking lash extensions or
fake like lashes? Falsies? Yeah, I think falsies. Just straight falsies.
Ooh. To be honest, this is hard.
Right?
I would say falsies because as a beginner, I used to do mascara only. And then my homegirl Tanisha, shout out to her. She was like, girl, your looks look fire, but if you add a false lash, it's gonna change your life. And it
brings the look all the way together. So you'll be doing your makeup and you're like, yeah, this is fire, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, a couple of things of mascara, a couple of coats. Then you put on a poppin' lash and the lash has to complement the look. If you find the perfect lash for the look, it'll just bring it up from, like, if it was a 10, now it's at least a 75. Like, at least. It's crazy what a lash can do.
I'm telling you. It's true.
I love lashes. All right, the next one. Popping highlighter or a snatched contour?
Highlighter.
Okay.
Highlighter.
Really?
All the way. I feel like contour, like, most of my looks don't take too much contour because they can go from drag queen to, you know, a very soft, sun-kissed, bronzy type of look.
Okay.
And I feel like I go for a more bronzy instead of a contour, so it's softer. But definitely, like, a highlight really shapes the face a little more than a contour, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. I love highlighter. What's your favorite highlighter right now? Let me ask you that.
Ooh, hold on. Let me see. I have two right now. There's one that I have on right now. I would say the Milk Cosmetics Blitz highlighter is the softest. And it's cute on the brightness. But recently, Morphe sent me a highlighting kit. And that one is really serving because it has like 6 colors or 8 colors.
Oh, I love that.
And they pop. I mean, like, you need a little bit and you'll be like glowing for the gods.
That is amazing. And for pictures, like, even I'm looking at you on the Zoom video and I can just see the highlight like on the tip of your nose. And it's perfect. It's like perfect.
Thank you. That Morphe is the Morphe one. I'm very impressed with Morphe with that case.
Yeah, Morphe has stepped it up. I will say that. Morphe has definitely stepped it up. Okay. Colorful eyeshadow or neutral eyeshadow?
No, colorful all the way. Colorful. I know a lot of people like the neutral, but you know me, like my specialty, I would say, is color, even though I could really give you a soft glam. But I just love introducing color to everyone that be like, oh my God, I would never wear a bright orange lid. And I'm like, let me show you how though.
Because you can do it and not look like a clown. Like, you don't always have to look like rainbow and, you know, all of that. Like, you can use these bright colors and still like blend it out in a way where it's like just like a pop of color, but it's still there, you know?
Exactly. That's the key. The blend is the key.
Blend until that wrist falls. Okay.
For your life.
Wing or no wing?
Ooh, damn. All right. So I grew up on a wing. Let me tell you, when I first started makeup, it was always wing liner. And now I find myself not wearing the wing as often. And I think it's because I want to show, you know, the blending on my shadow.
Right.
So it's like, I got to go 50-50, or I have to choose one. If I have to choose one, I would say wing, because you got to stunt every day.
Yeah. And it has to be sharp as fuck.
Sharp as fuck, like killer.
I love it. A wing was like the first thing I perfected on myself. Like with a liquid liner, I love a good liquid liner wing. Like, and it also because it complements my eye shape. So wings isn't good for everybody, right? Like, a wing liner doesn't always look the best on everyone. But if you do it the right way, you can probably pull off a wing liner if you did it right. You know, like, maybe it's not the most complimenting thing, but most people can kind of pull it off. Okay.
Yeah.
Matte lipstick or gloss?
I would say, you know what's crazy? You asking me these questions and I'm thinking about my clients and I'm not even thinking about myself. But if it was for me, I would say freaking chapstick. Like, right. I'm not big on wearing lipstick too much. Like, I do sometimes with the look, but if you see me on the regular, I'm wearing like freaking chapstick or a little bit of lip gloss, but nothing too sticky. Maybe like a lip oil.
Right.
I know that sounds bougie, but
moisturizing. Maybe with a little tint in it, you know, nothing crazy. I'm the same way. Especially now with like Corona and the masks, like, I don't want to wear lipstick at all because I just feel like it'll get messy, it'll shift. I don't have time for all of that. If I'm gonna I don't even, right. I haven't even been putting like foundation on because of the mask, because it's annoying.
Yeah.
So
no, I feel you. Definitely feel you. I feel like during COVID, the use of makeup has, I mean, for me, because I be seeing a lot of people with their mask and then beat face, and I'm like, damn, like, okay. But for me, my focus is skincare.
Yeah, for sure.
Skincare. So
that is a fact. And that's always the best. Even if you like makeup, you want to focus on skincare because you want your base to be as flawless as possible.
yeah, that's absolutely true. Like before growing up, I used to have a lot of cystic acne,
Mm-hmm.
like all over my cheeks and my jawline based off of like hormones and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I gotten older, you know, having that journey from so young to now, I'm just like, I understand skincare so much. And before it was like not having the knowledge of skincare and just piling up makeup
Right.
on your face, and it just looked nasty, like very cakey.
Very
And
cakey.
now just knowing about skincare and having my skin somewhat be a little bit healthier than what it was before, I get less breakouts and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always ranting about the importance of skincare. Always.
It's very, very important. And that actually brings us into our next segment, the Eat Your Heart Out segment, where we talk about diet trends or just things having basically to do with like food. So today, I wanted to talk about the beauty diet, which basically gives you the 8 best foods for healthy skin that glows, right? Because when you put on makeup, that's what you want. You want your base to be healthy. You want it to be supple. You want it to be moisturized. You want all of that so that when you put your makeup on, it accentuates your features instead of trying to like cover up and make new ones, if that makes any sense, right?
Yeah.
So I found this article on readersdigest.ca, and it gives you ways to eat and drink your way to a gorgeous complexion. And the first tip, first and foremost, of course, is drink plenty of water. Your skin is your biggest organ, and it's a reflection of what's going on inside your body. Drinking water might seem like a no-brainer, but most people don't get enough H2O in their day, and it can lead to sullen, dry skin, especially in the winter. Some tips for getting in more water would be to infuse your water. So like adding citrus fruits, cucumbers, or frozen berries is a great way to add some like flavor to your water, but also keep it very hydrating without adding like sugar and things like that. Listen, drinking water, I love water. It's really usually all I drink for the most part. But when you're busy, like it's hard to like stay on track with drinking water as opposed to like drinking only when you're feeling thirsty. I try to like just be mindful and just drink throughout the day just so I try to stay as hydrated as
Yeah,
possible.
I agree. To be honest, you know what I do? I have a little tip here.
Mm-hmm.
I set alarms. I know
Okay.
it's annoying, but every hour I set a few alarms where I'm like, you know, drink water or make sure to have a snack or something,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like as a makeup artist, when I have back-to-back clients, um, I tend to not eat all day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh my God, I have a headache. I have an attitude. Why? And it's because I haven't ate anything and I haven't
Right.
drank any water. And it's like, without those alarms, I think that I can just go on work mode for the entire day, which is very unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that really helps. And drinking water is the basis of like getting amazing skin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand people that be like, I don't like the taste of water.
Water
What are you
doesn't
talking
taste
about?
like anything. Like, what
Doesn't
are we
taste like anything.
saying?
Like, are you crazy?
That would
No.
be like, I don't like the smell of air. What? You don't like
Yeah, it's like it doesn't make any sense. Like, come on.
whatsoever. Okay, the second tip is to eat salmon for healthy skin. So one way to achieve luminous healthy skin is to ramp up your intake of omega-3 fatty acids. Um, Apparently, this helps rejuvenate your skin, which makes sense because if you think about it, like all of these like creams and stuff, you always hear like omega-3s and like your oils and your tinctures and all of this shit that you're putting on your skin. So it would make sense to actually consume it as well so that it can work from the inside out instead of the outside in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That makes sense. Sweet
Exactly.
potatoes is also another one because they're high in glycemic index. So when you eat carbs that spike your sugar, apparently that does something to your skin. It
Huh.
dehydrates
I didn't know
you
that.
and can cause acne and things like that. So your skin is your biggest organ, right? I think I said that earlier. So a lot of the things you consume, it comes out like in your skin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Another tip would be, they just gave a lot of food. So it's like Brazil nuts help because of the selenium that they have. It helps you look younger, longer. I mean, for me, I feel like black don't crack anyway, so we'll be all right. I've never had a Brazil nut, to be 100%
I don't know about that one. I'm like, okay, a Brazil nut, that's fine.
I mean, if you want to try that, that's cool. Kiwis was another one, but basically anything rich in like vitamin C is very important. So you want to make sure that you have a good intake of vitamin C to help promote your skin cells to repair themselves every day. And then we have finally, it's like the holy grail of beauty is avocados. You can use avocado for fucking anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, it helps your hair, it helps your skin, it's good to eat, like you put it on your food, like it's amazing. It's the good fat.
Very true. Very true. I've been using avocado actually under my eyes to help with like puffiness and darkness as well. Okay. Because I saw my friend Dari, he started putting on his close friends. Sorry if I'm snitching. He's just like putting all this gunk on his face, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And he's like, avocado.
Not avocado.
So I'm like, okay, let me try that. I do avocado, a little bit of turmeric. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but turmeric. Yeah, so I'll do those two, and it does help a little. It does help with the darkness under the
So what do? You like mash them and then add a little, like sprinkle a little turmeric and then just like put it on your face like a paste, kind of?
Like a paste. You just want to make sure that you're not putting too much of the powder because it will dead ass turn your under eye yellow.
Ooh, okay, that's not good. So you want to make sure you're not doing too much of that. I did see, and I don't know if you want to talk about it, that you are also the founder of Gifted.co.
Yes. Ooh, I like that. So, Gifted.co is my upcoming skincare brand, actually. And I'm super excited to go ahead and show that to the world. It is a work in process, but like how we were speaking before about how important skincare is before makeup, that is basically what I am trying to, provide to the world. Because a lot of people think that, you put a little bit of lotion and you're out the door.
Right.
Nah, you need a little bit of extra things. You need like SPF. You need a lot of oils, like the vitamin C, vitamin E oils, rosehip oil, things like that. So the more you take time on your skin, the less time you'll take on your makeup.
That is, you know what? That's amazing because it also helps with like not only blemishes and things like that, but you're also talking about like texture, things that you want to hide, that actually like that bumpiness that you see through the makeup. All of that can be helped with proper skincare. I'm big on skincare. My mom, I think I've said this a million times. Anyone who follows me, my mom be on my like lives and shit. Her name is, we call her Mama Kiss, and she's been telling me for years, put cream on in the morning and at night. Make sure your skin is hydrated. And I'm 35 years old. I don't feel like I look 35. Yeah, girl.
Out of here. Yo, your skin is on point. Oh my God. I had no idea she over here looking 19.
Don't gas me. No, but like I've always thought about like my skin. So like I always had like my creams or whatever. And when I got older, it was like, okay, I need my essences and I need my sprays and I'll do my masks, once a week, bi-weekly, whatever the case is. Just when I feel like I really try to listen to what my skin is doing. Especially since in the summer, I get a lot of sun. So I was actually speaking yesterday. I have not peeled at all this summer. And this is the darkest I have ever been with a New York tan. Because, like New York sun is different from like if you go to like anywhere else to the beach, right? It takes you forever to get some type of sunlight, some type of tan or something like that. That dog is so cute. I can't help it.
He wants all the attention. I'm like, baby.
Oh, so cute. So I was very like, I wanted to make sure that my skin was very hydrated, because if it's not hydrated, that's when it starts cracking and it starts peeling, and then you get like the manchas and the discoloration and all of that. And I was not even trying to have that, because no. You know, like,
to be honest, I feel like New York sun is so toxic.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, if we're gonna talk about it, New York itself is just toxic. Like, it's
for real. It's like everything from the air to the sun to everything. I'm just like, what is happening? Because when you said that, I thought of like the difference between New York and like DR sun.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, to be in DR right now, what a blessing.
Seriously. But you know, that's why, I mean, I don't know how it is by you. You're in the Heights, I'm in the Bronx, but everybody's moving. Nobody wants to fucking be here anymore. Like, New York is becoming a ghost town. And I was talking to my friend the other day, and he was just like, everybody's out. Nobody wants to be here. New York has kind of fallen from like its grace. Like, New York was the shit. I mean, you know, we're still the shit because New York lives in us. You know what I'm saying? But the actual people, like, there was an influx of so many people trying to come here and trying to live here and do this and gentrification and all that shit. All them motherfuckers left because they couldn't handle the shit. Like, you're not a real New Yorker if you bounced. Sorry.
That is true. No, that's facts. I definitely agree that. Like, I agree with you, because a lot of people have been moving, like, throughout the week. I've been seeing U-Haul trucks from back to back on the same block. And I'm like, you know what? All of you need to leave, because we know who's leaving.
Hello.
And that's fine. You know, leave. It's okay, because we're definitely going to have maybe better opportunities on rent. We're going to have more space. We're going to have maybe less gentrification. Like, we have gentrification right now, because I live in Washington Heights. So, you know, I'm right by Columbia.
Right.
And, I mean, it's completely different. We still get, like, a lot of crazy alerts. First of all, sidetrack. There was 2 people fighting today with machetes.
Oh, my goodness. It literally said machetes?
Machetes. Where are you getting machetes in New York? Like,
for anybody who doesn't know, that's a machete. Like, those big ass knives. Like, what? What are we doing?
Like, how are you this bored? How are you this bored that you wanted to have a sword battle out the block? Maybe that's why they should leave too. Like, you know, if you're not a New Yorker, you know how unfazed and how much of a New Yorker you have to be in order to see 2 people fighting with machetes and be like, get out of my way, I'm trying to go to work.
Right. Like, let me just cross the street, because clearly these guys are playing over here. I don't have time. I'm not about to miss my train, so I'm 10 minutes late for work. Exactly. I don't have time.
Exactly.
That is hilarious. Okay, so now that we spoke about that, and guys, check out gifted.co on Instagram. I'm going to link everything down below so you can follow that page, so you can know about all of the releases and the updates and keep on track with that.
Let me say this, though. Because a lot of men, a lot of men always tell me, Roxanne, you don't make stuff for the guys. Roxanne, you don't do this. So this is for the men, sweeties. I'm making a beard oil.
Ooh, yes.
Because I love the beards. I need to make sure that all your beards are very moisturized, luscious. And I'm here for it. So we're making a beard oil from gifted.co.
Yes.
Skincare is for everyone.
This is what I was just going to say. Skincare, men, stop fronting like you can't buy creams and shit like that. Skin is skin. You guys still have skin, and you should actually be treating it more than we do, because you're actually irritating it all the time when you shave.
It's true.
So you really need to treat your skin. I'm tired of seeing all of these leathery faces. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, for real, because you don't want to be cuddling up on a guy with a very dry beard and a freaking leather face, and it's like, come on, sweetie. Like,
all the pores, you see all the circles, all everything. Like, come on, sir. I'm gonna need you to do better.
Let me help you. That's another form of love language. Let me put a mask on for you, Papa.
Yes, please. Let me take care of you real quick. I got you. I might do a hair mask on you too, depending on how much hair you got. Let's see.
Ooh, I like that.
All right, so we're going to get into the next segment, which is hard on my sleeve. And this is just where we talk about things that like I love, like things about me. And we all know I love makeup. I've literally always loved makeup. I was always the one of my friends where they would be like, I don't know how to do this and I don't know how to do that. And I would just be like, girl, I remember there was this one time, this is a quick little sidetrack thing.
Yeah,
I had a friend, right, who actually ended up loving makeup in the future. Like she ended up with like a YouTube channel and all of that, right? But she was very much a tomboy when we first met. And one time she was in my house and I was getting her ready. It was like her boyfriend's birthday or whatever. And we were going out to dinner. So I was just doing like a quick little makeup, nothing crazy. And I had an eyebrow, those razors, right? You know, those face razors. And she's like, oh, what's this? And I'm like, oh, and I just said it real quick. I was like, it's for your eyebrows. She literally went to shave her eyebrow. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, you can't see that it's a razor. She thought it was like a comb or like something to flatten it.
Oh my God. She had to do the other one. Please tell me she did the other eyebrow.
Luckily, I stopped her before it got crazy because I was just like, what are you doing? Oh my God, it was so hilarious.
That would have been tragic.
Girl, so I've always loved makeup. As some of you might know, I actually do a side hustle of makeup, like out of my living room. You know, I have friends or whatever that come over and I'll do their makeup for like events and occasions and things like that. I do also love like Halloween makeup. Last year I did 31 days of Halloween and that was amazing. And I plan on doing it again. Hopefully. It's just a lot of fucking work. I don't think people understand how long it takes to do those type of looks.
3 to 4
like it's
hours, girl.
Hours.
Yeah. But you know what? It feels very therapeutic.
Very. I was just going to say that. To just sit there and like look at yourself and, you know, perfect everything on you. My last look last year for actual Halloween day was like a bejazzled kind of like clown chola situation. It literally took me 8 hours to stick all of those rhinestones all over my face.
The rhinestones, yeah.
I still find rhinestones in my bathroom, by the way. Like, I was sweeping the other day and I was like, that's a little green fucking rhinestone. How? Where did you come from?
They never go away, just like glitter. Never go away. But
they really don't.
Definitely amazing. Like, I see it and I'm like, geez, that's so good.
Thank
you.
Good. Thank you. I love it. And, you know, I'm self-taught. YouTube University is where I learned everything.
Girl, same.
You know,
you gotta fake it so you make it. Shoot.
Because when you actually like something, like you can build your craft. You just have to practice.
It's the dedication.
100%. My aesthetic when it comes to like makeup, I like a no makeup kind of look. I like to focus on the eyes mostly, but like when it comes to like my base and my foundation, I'm not doing, like you said, I'm not doing the whole like chiseled contour and things like that. For one, my face is not chiseled. So it's like I would have to do a lot for it to give that illusion, and I'm not for that. Like I have round cheeks. Like y'all are gonna get my round cheeks.
free the round cheeks, because I got round cheeks too.
And your makeup still looks popping. And that's why, like, when you said earlier, you were like, contour, that's cool. But no, like, I'll usually do like a bronzy kind of look just to like make me look more fresh and like youthful in a way, you know? So recently you earned recognition from the queen herself, Pat McGrath, and Erica La Perla, which if anybody doesn't know is Cardi B's makeup artist, for your recreation of the WAP video makeup. Can you tell us like how all of that happened, how all of that went down? Because I started jumping up and down when I saw your story on Instagram. I was so hyped for you.
Oh my God, thank you. I still get goosebumps. I'm just like, oh my goodness. So, like, I remember just trying to find motivation on Instagram, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you know what? I want to do a pink look because of the WAP video.
Right.
And I go and I see Erica post a picture of Cardi in the hallway looking stunning, by the way. And she said that she was going to do a giveaway with Pat McGrath. And I'm like, wait a minute. The two icons
right.
say less. So immediately I saw the posting and I'm like, damn, should I do this? Like, I don't know if I can actually pull this off because, you know, being someone of color and also plus size in the beauty industry, sometimes people look at your work or they look at you and they're like, oh, that's cute. And it's like, no, honey.
It's fire.
I'm here to slay, like, and let me show you how. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it. And I went on TikTok. Or no, I might have done, like, Instagram Reels.
Okay.
Which is, like, an updated thing of TikTok. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have fun with it. I'm not going to expect to win. Because another thing is that I'm not, like, one of these big people that have, like, 25K followers.
Right.
And I just thought that those type of people might be the ones to win. But when she picked me, I was like, wait a minute. What? It was so shocking. And also I feel very honored because my makeup career started with admiring Pat McGrath.
Right. Right.
So for me to get even like recognized,
she's a whole queen, a whole queen,
iconic. I mean, like, what? It's just like, and her nickname, it suits her, mother, like mother, and she really like. Literally yesterday, I was in a class. I decided to go ahead and take a master class with Pat McGrath.
Ooh, nice. On Zoom. Okay.
And she was there. And she was like, children, this, and darlings, this, and you're so major, this. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, she is everything that I imagined to be. And she's so humble, super sweet. I mean, amazing. And for me to win, I mean, if I can show you the box of stuff that she sent me,
I can only imagine.
I like cried. I was just like, are you kidding me?
To get recognition, but then also to get recognition from her and also Erica, because I mean, let's talk about Erica, because not for nothing, she is the only person thus far that I like the way they do Cardi's makeup. I can always tell when Cardi doesn't get her makeup by Erica, because it's just something she does. Like, she just accentuates the right things in Cardi's face.
Exactly. She pays a lot of good attention to detail in her craft. And I feel like I love Erica in that sense because her talent shows and speaks for itself. And like, I feel like she can be a little bit reserved, a little shy at times.
Right.
And the fact that she doesn't let like the outside people like try to get at her or whatever the case is, she does her own thing. And she's like, you know what? You could say anything you want about me, but at the end of the day, I'm the one slaying Cardi B's makeup, and you can actually see where my work is at. And I'm like, that is a fucking win.
She better get it. She better fucking work, because I'm here for it. That video. So, I mean, I'm just going to let y'all know, there are some Halloween looks coming from that video. Like, as soon as I saw that video, I was like, I know exactly what I want to do. I know exactly how I want it to look. Stay tuned. I'm not going to tell y'all what it is, but it's definitely inspired from the WAP video. Like, even Megan's face, like, and Megan does her own makeup, which I did not know.
Yes.
And I'm just like, you better fucking work, bitch. Like, I love that. I love that. Her makeup looked great. Cardi's makeup looked great. The aesthetic of the whole video was just amazing. Your recreation was amazing. Like, you even had the pink off the shoulder, hair up. Like, I was like, okay.
I had so much fun with that look because I'm like looking for anything and everything around the house. I'm like, oh my God, I should get this towel. Oh my God, it was a robe.
Yeah.
It was a robe. And then I was like, you know how I'm gonna kill this? Because I'm a makeup artist, but I'm also a graphic designer. So I was like, I have not seen anyone take the background and put it on their photo. Right. And I'm like, that's what it's gonna set it off. Yeah. So I was just very happy with the outcome, and proud of like freaking Erica to see. I don't want to toot my own horn
Toot
here,
it.
but to see
Toot
the
it.
talent, because I was like, Erica, you gotta see this. You
That's a
gotta see
fact.
Erica. So, and Erica is very, very sweet. Like, she
Mm-hmm.
is so sweet. She doesn't let any of this fame go to her head, because there's a lot of people that, you know, once they get a little bit of spiciness, they go ahead and they be like, yo, I don't know nobody.
Right.
And that, you know, you got to remember where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
So I admire that from Erica. And Pat McGrath, I mean, we all know she's an icon.
100%.
A woman of color.
Yes. Speak on it.
And I admire her so much because of her style of makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Her style of makeup really inspires me, and is, you know, it fits well with my aesthetic, because she takes a lot of bold colors.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how back in the day, people of color, they would be like, you can't wear orange,
right,
you can't wear blue, you can't wear neon, you can't wear red. And it's like, why? Because I'm not white?
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, no. So Pat McGrath pushes those boundaries. She puts every color and any color in such a like classy, majestic way that is so inspiring that I'm like, girl, that's what I do too.
Right. But I mean, if we're just going to speak about like when back in the days when they used to be like people of color shouldn't wear colors, it's not because of anything other than they were fucking lazy and you had to actually put more pigmentation in your cosmetics so that you can see it on people of color instead of pale people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they low key and high key jealous. But, because all they ever try to do is copy.
You always want to be bronzed. You always want bigger lips. Like, come on. Like, let's be 100% here. Yeah. Y'all are just mad.
The wing liner, you know how it gives you like almond shaped eyes? That's all they ever try to do. And it's like,
yeah, my eyes are already almond. Thank you very much. I just used the wing liner to accentuate a little bit because maybe I wanted to be extra snatched. You understand what I'm saying? But no. It's so, yeah, when you said that kind of like, I rolled my eyes in my head because that's exactly what it is. They're just fucking lazy and they hate it. How did it feel to get praised by these two makeup artists? Like when you got the notification or you got the email or you got whatever it was, like what was the first response that you had?
You know what's crazy? I'm the type that I've noticed where when something big happens to me, my body doesn't process it how I should be excited. Mentally, I'm like, oh my God, I should be jumping and screaming and crying right now. But it takes me about like a day or two.
Right.
And then you'll find me in a corner crying, sobbing with happiness. And they're like, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, Pat McGrath wrote me a letter.
The letter I got yesterday, but like I just reread it and
yeah. So it's like I stay in a state of shock, and I think it's like the fight or flight response. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But the reaction that I got when I got her card, she sent me a handwritten letter, and it said like, congratulations for winning the WAP video, something very short and sweet, right? Which I absolutely appreciate. But then when I saw her signature on it, I was just like, wait a minute,
I'm keeping this forever.
She wrote this by hand. She put my name on it, and I'm just like, this absolutely made me feel like I'm on the right path and that I need to chill with the imposter syndrome. Because during quarantine, after having like the whole ordeal of, you know, where the hell is my career gonna go? You know, what am I gonna do? Is makeup even gonna be a thing after quarantine?
Right.
All of this, I was just like in the feels about it, so depressed. And then this happened, and I'm like, oh no, baby, get up, dust that shit off. We're gonna be fine. And if Pat McGrath and Erica see that your talent is amazing and they're like telling you like, you know, keep going, that's what you should be doing.
Yes.
So
and let's touch on that imposter syndrome, because I feel like I've gone through that as well. Even with makeup. So, you know, I follow all of these people on Instagram, right, for like inspiration and things. But like for example, Amanda Dizzle. I don't know if you're familiar with her, the makeup artist in the Bronx.
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, she's a
I
makeup
probably
artist
know
in the
what I
Bronx.
think.
Yeah, you probably definitely do. She is a very prominent freelance makeup artist. She opened up her own studio actually the beginning of this year.
Yes.
All of that. Yeah, and she's young. I want to say she's like 26.
Oh
She's
my
young.
God.
Yes, girl. Okay, 26, 27 maybe. She's not as old as I am, that's for sure. But her like aesthetic of makeup is very like glam, bridal, you know, like you can tell these people have makeup and it's on. It's beautiful. It's flawless. She has a great, her skill, her craft is amazing, but her aesthetic is very different from my aesthetic, right? Yeah. But I would follow these people and it's like on Instagram, you would see the people who are making all this money, the people who are getting all of these clients, like they have a certain type of aesthetic. And I would say to myself, like, well, should I be doing that? Should I be trying to like emulate that? Should I be trying to like cake this makeup on? Not to say that that's what they do, but that's like, I don't do that, right? So with quarantine, actually, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do makeup for the people who want me to do their makeup, for the people who want the type of makeup that I'm going to provide to them. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not just all of these glam looks and things like that, because that's not me. And I've actually had more people interested in me doing their makeup since I switched my mindset, because I feel like it's like, you know what? You're going to get what the craft I have. You're going to get the look that I envision, not what I think people want to see.
Yeah. And that's all about targeting your own audience and building your own community, because, you know, like how you were saying, people typically go for the Kylie Jenner face. And it's like, how many makeup artists are going to be doing a Kylie Jenner soft glam, little bit of brown on the lid, and that's it? And it's like, where's the originality? Like, where is, you know, where's the difference between something super glam and something different? Like, it gets me pressed too, because I'm like, you know, the money right now, not right now, let's say before quarantine, people would tell me, I literally attended a masterclass during the makeup show. And I asked, what is the style of makeup that will give you clientele? Like good clientele. Which is true. The answer was true, but it wasn't something that I wanted to hear.
Right.
It was more so like, the makeup style that gives you money is bridal only. And bridal is just neutrals, like plain type of makeup. Not that it's not beautiful. Of course it's beautiful. But the way this woman answered me was on some like, so whatever you're doing with your face,
right, no. It ain't it, essentially.
It ain't it. And I'm just like, what? Like, you know, I understand that bridal, yes, people get married and not a lot of people want to wear bright colors and things like that. But how about film? How about theater?
Film, theater, yeah, like just television in general. People who are just like out and want to be and are going to be taking photographs of and things like that. Like sometimes bridal is too much for that. And you want to have something, and sometimes people want creativity. Not everybody is boring with their makeup, you know, like not everybody wants neutrals with their makeup. So building your audience, building your community is very key. And that's why sorry to cut you off, but that's why I love like meeting other makeup artists. It's never competition. Like you and I, we probably don't live far from each other, and I wouldn't see you. I mean, you're doing the damn thing, bitch. Like I bow down to you, okay? But I don't see you as someone like I have to be in direct competition with, because we're different people.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's another thing too. Working at Sephora, I felt like there was a lot of energy towards like competitive. And a little bit of competition is okay, but that catty competition, that's not for me. Like whenever I used to get clients and there was days that I couldn't do it because of whatever reason, I'm the type of person to go ahead and say, hey, you know, my homegirl can do it. Let me go ahead and send the money over there, because I'm not gonna be over here stingy. Like, come on, if I know some other talented, creative woman that can actually help you out too, then I'm gonna go ahead and forward it. Even if it's like money out of my pocket, I don't care. That's the connection. It's the connection that you can get. And I think people need to realize that too a lot in the beauty community, because it's very cutthroat. And as sad as that is, it's like, you know, people want to be on top of each other, or like there can only be one type shit, and it's just like, no. There's so many categories of talent. There's so many open opportunities that should be given to people of color, because that's what we're gonna talk about.
Well, that's my target audience. Sorry if you are of the Caucasian descent and you're listening to this, but my target audience are people of color. And that's who I'm here to talk to, essentially.
Yeah. It's hard. Let me tell you, because it's like, you know, the majority of people in the beauty industry, yes, things have changed. Yes, I'm not going to lie. But I mean, like, down to foundations, something so simple, down to bronzers. They would never supply that for people of color, deeper complexions. Why? To me, it just sounds all like jealousy. I don't want to hear the, oh no, because we don't have the tools and things. Yes, you do.
How? It's
how many shades of alabaster do we need?
Porcelain, alabaster, lighter than light. Like, what? I don't have time.
We don't need it. Take it away, please. It's like, come on. Inclusivity is what I'm here for. And I'm always going to be here for. So it's like, man, I'm telling you now, I feel like the beauty community is doing a lot of difference because of a few things. Like, for example, I'll just name like a few people. Jackie Aina. I love her. She's
another queen.
Amazing. I have her eyeshadow on right now. She is iconic. She's always repping for women of color. Love it. Another one, of course, Pam McGrath.
Yeah.
Another one would be upcoming Patrick Starr.
Okay.
He is one of my icons because growing up also, besides Pam McGrath, I would have YouTuber Patrick Starr. Looking at him, why? Because he's plus size. There is not a lot of plus size people in the beauty community,
especially plus size people of color. Like, you'll find plus size Caucasian people, white people all over, but people of color, it's like you don't see them anywhere.
No, and that's the sad part. Like, I want to see a plus size woman of color be out there, like, visibly of color. Because it's different to be of color and still have, like, you know, Caucasian characteristics, very light skin, maybe passing. People will think that you're white or something. You know what I'm saying?
Like, for example, Desi Perkins. Like, she's not quote unquote white, but you could have fooled me. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Oh, another example, Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
I forgot. I was just like, what? No.
That's another, and she came out with I'm still thinking you're white. Like, your name is Gomez, and I'm still like,
It's like, after a while, when they become famous, they shed their culture, and it's so sad. It's so sad because, and that's why Cardi B, I feel like, is such an icon.
Oh my god, I was literally about to say that, because she shot up and she's up there. Like, everybody knows who Cardi B is, but she's still her. She's still the bitch that was doing the fucking Instagram videos or whatever, Twitter videos, walking from Highbridge, like smoking cigarettes. Like, that's how long I've been following her, and she's still exactly the same.
I love it. And her personality is the same. Like, I absolutely love that so much. I also, as a Libra, because she's a Libra, I think.
Yeah, she is a Libra.
Shit, I'm a Libra too, so I know.
Happy early birthday. Happy early birthday.
Thank you. I know how hard it can be, because sometimes Libras are very people pleasers.
Right.
But I love that she stayed true to herself, regardless of, you know, the massive amount of people now. Because before, she still had fans, she was still fire, but now she's under such a magnifying glass that it's so easy to get caught up and just act like somebody else. But she's just like, nope.
She's out here talking to the potential president of the United States. Like, what?
Yeah. Like, I love that. Because another stereotype is like, oh no, she's Latina, she's not gonna know anything. Oh no, she's honey, she's over here showing you she's smart. She has talents. She can be a freaking mom on top of everything that she's doing. Yep. Oh my God, that is amazing in itself.
She's doing amazing. And again, how old is she? 26, 27? I don't know how old she is. 28?
I don't know. I thought she was
30
older.
yet. I know that. I know she's not 30.
Yeah. I'm getting there though. This year I'm gonna be 30, and I'm just like, I feel like gracefully. Before I was scared, you know.
It's not that bad.
It's super.
I will say things will change. So like your skin might change. Like, and it'll just be out of nowhere. Yeah. Like you can notice it. It's so crazy. Hitting 30, I never used to break out. Ever. I turned 30, all of a sudden my chin is like a fucking war zone of pimples. And I'm like, okay, how? When did this happen? And why did this happen? And my friend that I used to work with, she was like, girl, you're 30 now. So like, stop your shit. And I'm just like,
damn.
I'm sorry.
I think my gift to myself before turning 30, mentally at least, like preparing myself to turn 30, was like accepting the fact that now I have extremely sensitive skin, but now I'm gonna like whisper it and say a secret here. I've never used SPF until now. Ooh. And that is a bad thing, but like, you know what? We growing.
But no, let's talk on that, because I feel like growing up, you know, I'm lighter skin. I'm pale as fuck in the wintertime, right? But even then, when summer would come, I'm literally like SPF 8, like oil on my skin, sitting in the sun. Like SPF 8 ain't shit. Like it's literally nothing. But I would be there. Or, I mean, if we're going to take it back, I used to put baby oil and fucking
I remember back in the day, is the Coca-Cola and the baby oil.
Yes, I was just saying that the other day. And it's just like, what? I can't believe I used to do that. But it's because, like, you know, even though I'm lighter skinned, I still have melanin. And that's why when I get dark, I don't burn, I get brown. Like, I don't turn red, none of that shit. Like, I absorb the vitamin D and it activates whatever, you know, needs to be activated in my skin and all of that. So like, you grow up knowing like, oh, the sun ain't really gonna do nothing to me, I'm not gonna get hurt, blah blah blah. But girl, it is definitely fucking up your skin. You just don't see it. Put on your SPF. Protect yourself, because this ain't the same sun from 20 years ago. Our ozone layer is becoming shit. Yeah. And those rays will really fuck you up.
And you know what's crazy? Like, growing up, I only know about the Coca-Cola and the baby oil because I would see my friends put it on. But like, growing up, I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, maybe like 3 shades darker than what I am now. And I don't know, like, partly I know why. It's because I used to go to DR so much. Okay. But I just feel like before, I would be hiding from the sun.
That's a thing.
Yeah, back then it would be like, don't get too dark. Oh, God. Don't get like this. Don't get like that. You don't want to look like this, or you don't want to get too dark. Then you come back to the United States and it's like, you get questioned. My mom used to get questioned in customs. Are you like, serious? Is that really your daughter? Because my mom is very, very fair skinned. And me coming from DR, I was 3 shades darker. I was right,
because that sun is something else.
Yeah, and there's literally pictures that I look like a different person. Right. And they would be like, who is this girl?
I say this all the time. I'm only pale because I live in New York. And I feel like I said this in last week's episode as well. If I lived in, because I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican, if I lived in either one of those countries, I would be darker. Like, point blank, period. Because I'm just going to be in the sunlight. We don't get sunlight here. So it's like, I only get 6 weeks of actual, like, in the sun type of, you know, situation. Yeah. So it's crazy to me how you grew up hiding from the sun. I was trying to get darker my whole life, always trying to get darker, and you were hiding from the sun. But that's like, that's that Hispanic, Latino self-hate.
Yeah.
And that shit drives me up the wall. And it actually brings us into our next segment. And it's, are you dead ass? And I asked you, while we were setting all of this up, if you had anything that you wanted to rant about. And you said that you wanted to talk about, the lack of Black plus size women in the beauty industry, right?
Absolutely.
And how we don't have representation, and how not only being Black and of color, but also being plus size, which we did touch upon earlier. But I wanted to talk about how I saw this meme the other day. I don't know if it was I don't know what to call these things, because it's not funny, but it's still a meme, right? It's like one of those little where they just write words or whatever. And it's like, there's nothing, it was like, what's worse than a racist white person is basically a racist Hispanic. Because at least the racist white person has privilege. The Hispanic wishes they had privilege. But it's like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, y'all are capping out here for these white people because you think you look like them. But back at the ranch, let me tell you, they don't give a fuck. They still don't see you as you. And as a lighter skinned Latina, I am pale as fuck. Like, my son is very fair skinned. He has red hair because, our lineage, we were raped by white people, all of that back in the days or whatever. We're very fair. They don't care. I am still a brown girl, as fair as I am. I am not white. I never will be white. I will never be part of the club. As much as they may think I might look like them or whatever the case is, I'll never be part of the club, and neither will you.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's sad. It's sad. Like, the amount of representation in the media, representation in the media is so small when it comes to just people of color, Latinas, Dominicans, Afro-Latinas. But also, what's important, I always say this because people are like, yeah, let's have this conversation about the lack of representation with people of color, but then they also forget the lack of representation of people of color who are also plus size. Because I had this conversation before with a friend where I'm like, who is the one at the bottom of the pyramid? And it's the fat Black woman.
Yeah. Nobody wants anything to do with her.
Yeah, we gotta hold everybody's weight, and we just gotta take it. And then if we say something, we're an angry Black woman. It's like, what the fuck? What do you want me to do? Because at the end of the day, you have little Shirley Temple on a billboard, but then when you try to put someone like Lizzo, oh my God, Lizzo, she is killing it, and people still, the amount of disrespect
all the time. Comments,
oh my God, it's ridiculous. She is a beautiful plus size woman. She slays with her makeup on. I know she has a makeup artist. I think his name is Alex. But like, she's gorgeous, and people are like, you know what? Try to strip her value from her just because she's fat.
Right.
And I think that's so ridiculous because it's impossible for you to think that there are not other people in the world of different body shapes.
Right.
Because that's a whole nother spectrum too, where if we do have an acceptable plus size woman, she is curvy with no stomach.
Right. Point blank period. Tall as fuck, big boobs, no stomach, no fupa, and then like thick thighs.
Yep. I'm telling you. And it's like, no, coming from 5'2",
hello, speak on it.
Plus, curvy as shit, belly on whatever, big old butt, fat old titties. Like, come on, don't.
And guess what?
So
guys love it. Okay, like, I don't know who told all of these skinny people that guys don't like fat girls. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's plenty of men who will grab my stomach and like make love to it. Like, point blank period. I don't give a fuck. Like, they like the softness. Do you know how many times a guy has told me like, oh my God, you're so soft? Like, I know.
You're so soft. You're so soft. You smell so good. It's like, yeah, I know.
Right.
I fucking know. Yo, for real, I'm telling you, I've never had an issue with pulling any guy. And that is the funniest part to me, because it's like people be like, oh, esa gordita, like she's not gonna be pulling nobody, she's not gonna get married. Honey, I got 90-pound men 6 feet tall talking about, please sit on my face.
Yeah,
like please, come on. I'm like, honey, you could oh, I'm fine.
Listen,
if he dies, he dies. It's like, damn.
They love
so
it.
you know, I think the disrespect that people be having over like these fat curvy girls talking about they not pulling nobody, they not, honey, we pulling everybody. And as a matter of fact, make sure you watching your mans, because he's in my DMs.
Right.
And that's on period.
That's on period, bro. And it's like
period.
You go to their, and this has happened to me, I'm not even gonna lie, like you'll go to their pages and like they'll have like, you know, smaller girls and, you know, 2-piece and all of this, and you know, they can like pick them up, because I don't like guys picking me up. I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't feel comfortable because I don't trust that y'all are strong enough to hold me.
I don't like it either, but me being 5'1", they be trying it. They're successful.
Yes. I hate it though. I'm always fighting like, stop, put me down. Hate it. Oh my God. Yep. But yeah, because I'm 5'2", so I'm just as short as you are. And I feel like, you know, I started this podcast on, yeah, we're short, boo. We're short, 200 plus pounds. Yes, girl. Like same kind of, you know, whatever. When I started this podcast, I named it Do I Look Fat? Because for so long, that's the first question I would ask myself every fucking day. Like, I put on this shirt. Do I look fat? Oh my God, these jeans are showing my rolls. Do I look fat? Oh my God, I have a double chin. Do I look fat? You know, like shit like that. And I was just like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I know I look good. Like, regardless. Okay, I look fat. And that fat does not equal disgusting. Fat does not equal ugly. Fat does not. Let's just talk on it. So
it's true. And let me tell you, like, a lot of the times people think that you know, being fat or saying the word fat is not a bad word, honey. Fat is not a bad word. And I don't want to hear the kid, oh no, because you're fat with a PH. No, FAT.
Right.
Fat. I'm fat, and it's it's like, come on, like we're not doing anything wrong with being ourselves, with loving ourselves. And I think the problem is that people get so uncomfortable because they don't know how to love themselves in this 90-pound body,
right?
And we're out here loving ourselves with all the body we have. And it's like, oh, but if I can't love myself, then you shouldn't be able to love yourself either.
Right.
And it's like, that's not fair. And another thing would be like, men or anyone in general, if you are loving the plus size fat girls, fat men, do not hide them, because they always want to be on some, no, because I don't want to post my picture yet because of the otro, or no, because I don't want to show you off because I don't want my homeboys to try to talk to you too. Why you have friends like that?
Right.
Why you so worried? You better put my picture up there because I look fire. And if you are afraid that your homie or whoever, or your mother, because your mother always got to say something, right? If homeboy's mother's like, a ti te gusta la gordita, you better be like, yes, honey,
I do.
And let me tell you, I've been getting so obnoxious because I'm like, I remember I had somebody say something. I don't even remember what the fuck it was. But this is like my response to any time somebody want to say like, oh, you've gained a lot of weight or you're a little fat. I'm like, you know what else is fat?
This pussy.
I don't know if we can say that on here, but you know, this kitty cat fat too. And I don't get no complaints ever whatsoever.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. You know,
so like,
I think you touched on it for sure.
Like, come on.
Yeah. It's a lot of insecurities with people, you know, the smaller people, they don't understand how we can be happy as being bigger. But then also what I get a lot too, and which is why I wanted to incorporate like the diet aspect into my podcast, because they automatically assume that we're like condoning unhealthy like eating practices or unhealthy lifestyles, and all we're doing is eating McDonald's every fucking day and drinking soda, blah 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 blah. Like, don't get me wrong, I've dibble dabbled in, you know, all of that shit, but for the most part, I eat regular fucking food. My
Yeah.
body composition is different. I hold my weight different than a lot of people. My
Exactly.
skinniest, and I've said this, I haven't said this in a while, but my skinniest is fat for a lot of people. When I lost 70
Yeah.
pounds, I was still only 170. At
Mhm.
5'2", that's not small. Like if we're
Mhm.
gonna be 100%, but that was my smallest in my body frame, and I looked anything other than that, I would look sickly because it just
Yeah.
doesn't fall right on me,
Yeah.
and people don't
I feel
realize that.
I feel you completely. I think that everybody looks good in their own type of bodies and in their own aspects.
Mm-hmm.
And like especially what you're saying, like your smallest was 170. Like for me, my most comfortable, I would say, because my
Mm-hmm.
smallest had to be like 160 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But my most comfortable, where I felt like the baddest bitch in the world,
Mm-hmm.
was a steady muscle 200 pounds, where I was
Yes.
going to the gym twice a day,
Mm-hmm.
lifting weights, doing cardio, doing 1 mile in 10 minutes. And
Mm-hmm.
people would still look at me and be like, you're fat. And I'm like, and?
But I could
And?
probably do better than you in the gym. I could probably lift more
Yeah,
than
like
you
I
in the
could
gym with your
press
skinny
way.
ass.
Exactly, exactly. And it's like people don't look at your accomplishments. That's why it's so important to celebrate yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because somebody else can come and be like, "Oh yeah, but you know what? You're still fat." Mind you, I lost 150 pounds.
Right. What have
And
you
you're still
done?
over here. Like like what have you done? Why are you so pressed on my life and my body?
Mm-hmm.
Focus on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you something else. These not these little girls, let me just say, like, people that are under 200 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
they always, or the people that want to advocate healthy eating, your body positivity is promoting obesity. Excuse me, you're over here eating hot Cheetos,
Mm-hmm.
smoking 50 blunts a day,
Mm-hmm.
and drinking all this fucking alcohol, and
Right.
I'm promoting obesity.
I'm promoting an unhealthy lifestyle.
Uh-huh.
All I do
Uh-huh.
is drink water all damn day. Like, are you kidding me?
Exactly. Exactly. And I feel like curvy people, fat people are the most active at times. Of course, there's other people that don't do the same,
Right.
but like we're always trying to smell good. We're
Mm-hmm.
always trying to drink water. We're always trying to stay healthy. And people are going to see your appearance on the outside and be like, you don't do shit. You sit down all day and that's why you're fat. Oh, you actually don't know my life.
Right.
So, no. I'm sick of it, girl. I'm sick of it. I'm
Girl,
sick.
listen, I'm telling you, we can go on and on and on about how
Mhm.
people are fucking annoying when it comes to
Yeah.
like beauty standards and, whether it's in the makeup industry or not in the makeup industry. Like, people are just so mean for no reason. For no reason. And body
Yeah.
shaming is, you're a dub. I'm sorry. If you're out here body shaming anybody, like, even if you think it's funny on Instagram, cute, haha, kiki, I'm looking at you and I'm just like, I'm probably going to mute you now, and I'm never going to see your post again. I might not unfollow you depending on what our situation is, because people really get offended when you unfollow them,
They
but I'm
do.
definitely going to mute you.
Yo,
Definitely
I
going to mute
think the
you.
mute feature is the best thing on Instagram, because you can mute the stories, you can mute the posts, and it's like they never even existed. And you're
At
like,
all.
okay, here you go.
At all. And then, like, you could just blame it on the algorithm. Like, girl, no, I never see your stuff.
I
What are you
never see
talking
your
about?
stuff. Hmm.
I'm still following you. Whole time, I don't want to see it.
For real. Very easy. That's another thing. Social media age has been, it's toxic and it's good, because you can definitely dispose of a person in 2 seconds, but then it's also like you don't really want to be disposing people like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. It shouldn't be
But
that
it's
easy.
like, you can definitely choose to see what you want to see
Yeah.
on social
And that's
media,
very
and that's why
important.
I choose to see my fellow people of color. I choose to see my fellow plus size babies. I
Mhm.
choose to see all my wonderful Black, Latino, Afro Latino men, people of
Mhm.
color, all the
Mhm.
creative makeup artists like yourself, the
Mhm.
moms, the dads, like, natural
Mhm.
community, natural hair. I
Mhm.
choose to see that on my feed, because I don't want no toxicity. I
Mhm.
don't want to see it. It's been 29 years
Right.
of me seeing the same shit. And it took me a long time to go ahead and be where I am today. Like,
Mhm.
if my 16-year-old self would look at my 29-year-old self right now, completely
Yes.
different person. She used to
Completely.
get perms.
Mhm.
she used to be just like so lost.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm
Trying to
over here like,
conform and fit in with everybody else.
I'm over here like, you take me how I am, and that's it. If you don't like it, there's the door.
Hello.
Door.
Over it. Over it.
Mm-hmm.
This was a great conversation. I'm so
Yes.
happy that you came on the podcast. You don't even know.
Thank you for
Tell
having
my
me.
listeners where they can find you.
So you can definitely find me on Twitter, Instagram, Oh Hey Roxanne. You can follow my skincare brand that's coming out, let's say 2021.
Mm-hmm.
It's gifted.co. So it's going to be GFTED.co. The I is silent because I has ego, and we're getting rid of ego in skincare. No.
Hello. Yes, I love that.
And yeah, I definitely respond. I'm not one of those bougie ass people that don't respond to them. So if you have a question, if you want to take me on a date or whatever,
I love that.
we can go ahead and get it popping. Yeah, but thank you so much for having me. This was amazing.
Thank you so much, guys. You can follow me on Instagram _StephyKiss, STEPHYKISS. The podcast page is Fine and Thick Pod, exactly how it's spelled. Everything will be linked down below. My information, Roxanne's information. She's fire. Go follow her for all makeup inspo, natural hair inspo, all the things. Go follow her. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Do I Look Fat podcast. I will be back next week with another episode. Take care, guys. Bye.
Yeah.